Certificate of Ordination. This is to certify Brandon McDowell, having been chosen one of good report, full of spirit and of wisdom, and capable of using the office well, was set apart publicly to the office and work of deacon. Under the authority of Mount Zion Baptist Church, located at 120 Roberson Street, Kalamazoo, Michigan, 49007, on the 30th day of June in the year of our Lord, 2024, signed by Reverend Dr. Addis Moore, Senior Pastor, and Minister Caressa E. Bryant, Church Clerk.
Deacon Brandon McDowell.
Hooray! What's going on YouTube? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Congratulations.
Good. Congratulations,
Thank
Deacon.
you. Appreciate it.
Brother McDowell. Deacon McDowell.
Vito, you still muted.
Yeah, Vito, you muted yourself. There you go.
Yeah. I said Pastor Moore was sitting up here, he was very proud of you like a son, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. He was tossing, you couldn't tell, but he was tossing jokes while he was standing there.
Yeah, he probably was.
You're like,
He was like, look, this ain't on the mic, so we can go ahead and have a little fun.
Right.
like, oh, you're not gonna smile, huh? You're not gonna smile for the crowd. Oh, okay. I know your family out there.
Yeah, you was trying to look serious though, like you.
Oh man, the jokes and the guilt tripping.
So what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Sandstorm Show. We are here for another beautiful Saturday. It is the 6th. Actually, on top of that, now that I'm throwing this out of here with the whole deaconship and everything, give a solid fist up one time. Fist up and balloons. How about that? A fist up and balloons one time for Mama Sandstorm. It is her birthday today. She is 65 today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's a blessing.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
It is.
Vito's like, nah, that can't be correct.
Yeah. He doing the count. For sure.
Yeah. Mama Sandstorm's birthday was today. She had a good time. I did not take her out. It was actually my sister's turn to take her out because she likes to do that funny stuff that I can't stand. Like, oh, let's all do something. And then when I jump in it, she'd be like, oh, I can't because I got work today. Or like, oh, I can't because I got something to do. I'm like, we were supposed to split this. And we're like, sorry, I got work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so beautiful Saturday. Shout outs to Mama Sandstorm. Thank you, Brand Smith. What up, Levon Kaysen? What up, Triple M? Risky in the building. We've been going back and forth for Risky for like the last couple of days. I've been having fun though. And I don't normally do that, but you know, Dark Void, the moderators in the building. Jack, how you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm good, bro. Like really getting that monkey off my back of like not putting out any content for real. It was one of those things, you know, the craziest thing because me and the missus went out on a date or whatever. And you know, she got to talking about you know, really starting to get involved with doing her self-help journals and you know, really talk about helping people kind of build where they're as far as depression and things of that nature. So one of her biggest things is like, should I make a channel? Like, should I get on here and voice how I do things in the midst of the conversation? Okay. I'm like, I feel like doing a video right after we leave here, after we get done drinking this coffee and whatnot. And then, you know, as soon as we got to the crib, came in here, hopped on, you know, and just kind of did my quick notes and, you know, made the video. But yeah, I you know, just having that motivation. Sometimes, you know, trying to get on here, you don't really have the motivation to do it, but just hearing somebody else's excitement kind of intrigues you, and then you jump on and do your thing. So yeah.
Dang, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, tell her we support. She
Say
got-
yeah,
oh, yeah.
for the record, I say she should do it because
yeah.
it's not enough people explaining how to get through depression or explaining
Yeah.
their journey through it. And
Mhm.
it's side note to this, I have clinical depression, so I don't normally talk
Yeah,
about
me
it.
too.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I generally, since I don't talk about it, I put my focus on other things, and that keeps the majority of the feeling at bay. But it's sometimes just hard that it hits you at random moments, and then you just lose all motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it,
That's what we
good.
she's seen it. She's seen, me walk through it, and and even talk about that journey of going from what seems like within a year or two of career. At this time I'm gonna do this, and then I want to be on Forbes, this, and this, and then now she's like, I just want to be a mom. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
taking yourself away from what the world wants you to be to doing the very thing that you like, man, now I do and
Yeah.
love and have a family. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely told her, jump on it, but it's one of those things to where she's trying to plan it a little too much because she's a planner. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things of like, hey, jump in front. You may ramble,
Yeah.
but hey, do your thing.
Right.
I think once she gets going and she gets used to the process, she'll
Mhm.
adjust along the way. Because
100%.
We all started there.
Oh.
We all started there.
Bro, tell you. She's like, I'm waiting for everybody to leave the house. I said, that's how it was. I wait for everybody to go to sleep.
Mhm.
I propped up my phone and then I did
Until
my
it's
thing
fully
with
quiet.
the videos. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely remember the times of doing like the videos in the house and like I'll say something, I'm like, that's not right. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, stop, pause. And then like in the back, Mrs. Sandstorm at the time would be like, did you mean to say that? Or like, that sounds a little corny. And I'd be like, leave me
Right.
alone. Like I'm trying to do
Right.
it how I want to do it.
that could throw your whole rhythm off. Just that one thing. Like, but I know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm talking about. But you sound like you're a know-it-all. But I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what I said. One of the biggest things that she's kind of ducked and dodged, and not the one thing I went through, and my therapist had to tell me, hey, look, this is not what you do, was I wanted everything already. Like I need the proper computer, I need the proper camera, I need the proper microphone. So every time I haven't started my channel yet. So she was like, you got a cell phone, right? I'm like, yeah. She was like, all right then. So she was like, I want to see your channel and I want to see at least like 2 videos. I'm thinking like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make them until I made them. No, with your next session, we're gonna watch them and I'm gonna subscribe. And sure enough, we sat there, we watched both videos and she subscribed right there that day. So yeah,
Dang,
it was dope. Yeah.
That's what's up. Dang. Well, yeah, congratulations to the motivation of putting out some more content.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't checked it out, make sure y'all go and check it out. I did. I think I shared it out there, but make sure y'all go check out Jack, man.
Yep.
Talking about VR and how that's going, man. Yeah, definitely check that out. Andre, how you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm great. Right now, I'm great. My only problem is this summer heat, but gotta take it when it's here, and
right.
be happy when it leaves.
Yeah, I've now figured out that now staying here, there is an on switch to the air conditioning, but there's also an off switch to when nobody's home. So I'm quick to click that boy real quick now. I'm like, God, leave these bills.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna use the opportunity to have the extra heat to help me drop a few extra pounds that I did not expect to have.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think about that.
People will look at me and not know how heavy I actually am.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, because you look. You
look at me, you don't think I'm more than like 215, maybe 220.
I wouldn't even
put you that far. Yeah, I'd be like, man, you probably about $185.
That's
what
my weight.
That's what I should be. I'm almost 3 centuries.
No way, really?
No, there's no way.
251.
Wow, no
And
way.
I just weighed myself like 2 days ago. I was like, I don't feel it, but
You don't look it.
I don't feel it or look it, but I'm like, yeah, I gotta drop this.
Maybe the scale was wrong. Maybe.
No,
Right.
I look.
Did you have it at an angle?
I got off of it, reset it, repositioned it, got the same number 3 times. I was like, okay.
Wow.
What time of
just
day
gotta
it
accept
was?
it.
You know what I'm saying? That's good.
The moon, you know, with the moon and the, you know, and the gravitation. Yeah.
right.
Tides was affecting it.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know. So,
No,
did
see,
you ask a professional?
Now my doctor was like, you need to start working out again.
Yeah, that's crazy. You don't
I
look at
don't,
it all,
but I
man.
don't feel it. I don't look it or feel it until I wake up in the morning and I don't want to get out of bed. But that's about the only time I feel it. Like during the day, if I'm up and moving around, I actually have plenty of energy. That's why I'm like, how did I get the weight of a football player and not look like a football player?
Wait. Time out though. How tall are you?
6'2".
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm like 5'10" and a half, maybe.
Yes,
and I weigh two. Yeah, I weigh two. I'm one of the shortest people in my family. But I weigh like 216. So that makes
what's crazy is he actually from a distance he looks taller than what he is until you
till you
like,
you stand next to him like, oh nah.
Hey.
Yeah, you know.
You got them.
For real.
Marion's camera angle looks.
Looking down at us all the time.
It's funny because how he did that is the same way I would do my dad, but I wouldn't mess with him because I'm bulky, but my dad was like
small bulky.
Yeah, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? So like he like you ain't wanna pull up on him like that.
Never that.
I guess for me though, I didn't think about it until I realized how people were looking at me, and I'm just walking down the street, not paying attention to nobody until I see them focusing on me. Then I'm like, why y'all looking at me? So like these people looking at me all strange, and then I realized I probably look bigger to them than I look to myself.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Interesting. Wow, I learned something new today. Wow.
I just found out I'm the shortest one on here too. And if Dino's looking down at Sandstorm, and we're saying that Andre 6, I'm a fresh 5'7".
Look, y'all just got to use those Omarion camera angles to make you look taller.
I already know how to
get right under the chin. Get right under the chin.
Because I swear, like all of his videos made him look like he was about 6'5". Like, you don't even hit 6 foot. Like, what?
Yeah, he was easily a 6'1".
That's how I knew them videos was a lie when he stood next to Bow Wow.
Oh yeah,
because I've actually seen Bow Wow up close in person. When he stood next to Bow Wow, I was like, "Oh no, you are
short."
Short. Yeah,
I didn't realize Bow Wow was that small either until jeez.
Yeah,
they always, you know what hides it well is because we always used to wear the long shorts. You know what I'm saying? Too. So like, you couldn't really gauge how long or tall somebody actually was till you like, dang, okay.
Yep.
Oh, you down there? Oh, okay.
That's just like how like when Allen Iverson was playing basketball, he looked like he was one of the shortest people on the court, but he's 6'5".
Taller. Yeah, he's taller than me. That's crazy.
I'm saying, like, how do you look so short? But it's just the way the camera looks.
The other giants that's out there with him.
Same thing with like like Kevin Garnett. He looked skinnier than what he was. But like seeing him like at a Hawks
in
game,
person, that man is bulky.
I was like, whoa, bro,
it's crazy.
Like you're Piccolo for real.
Like, let's just hey, bro, can I throw some green paint on you real quick?
Yeah, what?
Well, shoot, Vito, how you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there. had some death in the family, but other than that,
Oh,
man,
man.
we pretty good. Pretty good
Cool.
over here.
Ooh.
My aunt Johnny, my grandpa's sister. So
Okay.
she
Oh,
passed last Sunday. So her funeral was today.
mhm.
I didn't
Down there.
actually. Yeah, I didn't go, but my grandmother, she stayed back, so I had to kind of keep an eye
Yeah,
out on her.
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
So yeah. But other
Man,
than that, man, I feel great. It's been a good 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy happened. Been playing some of that First Descended a little bit. I was surprised, that it was free. So I was like, oh, let me play
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know it was free, and then two, I thought it was
Yeah.
only on Xbox. Look,
I did too. Yeah,
yeah,
It's
that's
everywhere.
what
It's
I
on
thought. I
Steam.
thought. Yeah. Well, everywhere except for the Switch, but
Well,
that's
yeah.
that's a later conversation.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's
but
coming.
yeah,
It's
no,
coming.
that's kind of crazy because I thought it was. I also didn't think it was like just coming out either. I thought it was going to be a little
Yeah.
while.
No, I knew it was coming. Like the date, the last showcase, they showed a date, but
Hmm.
I thought it was like you got to purchase it. I didn't think it was,
Hmm.
and also
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be a online
Oh,
based.
always online. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's not an MMO, is it, Jack?
Your guess is good. I
It's
haven't even played it. I
it's
downloaded it, but I
literally
haven't played it.
Uh,
it's just like Outriders.
okay.
So when I got into it,
Mm.
like once you get past that the intro part,
Hmm.
and you go into the main hub or whatever, the headquarters,
Yeah,
you see
that's when all the
everybody.
people coming in.
Yeah, you see all the people, but everybody's the same character.
That's so weird,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like not the same character, but you know what I'm saying, the
right?
same
But the
couple
same.
of characters that
Yeah,
you start off with. Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
it's
You,
different.
I will say this, and I don't have nothing negative to say about it, but I'll say this, just like as a reflection piece. Um, I have not. This is one of the games, and this is kind of makes me like a little bit worried about it too. This is one of those games where I have not seen next to anything or heard next to nobody talk about like positives or negatives. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, too busy playing this, or you know what I'm saying? The only thing that I've heard is the servers have been shut down, which
Mm-hmm.
could be a good thing, when it first came,
Okay, yeah.
which could be a good thing because that means everybody's busy playing it. But it could also be a bad thing because that means that either they're playing it and they're enjoying it, or they're playing it and got nothing to show off. Because like with Tears of the Kingdom, you move 2 steps and they like, whoa, let me take a video of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to take a video of this. So it's weird, man, especially on Twitter. Like I've not seen a singular post of somebody being like, anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I mean,
I'm just
besides Jay, yeah, you're absolutely
I
right.
mean, the only ones I've seen with sentiments is Jay, and that is they'll pose somebody else playing and say, "I don't know how you're getting into this game because I have yet to get into it." So I just don't think they were ready to have that many people, I guess, attempt. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's cross.
Yeah, it's cross.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cross-platform,
Wow.
cross-platform and cross-gen.
Oof. Okay.
What up,
So
Exodia? I forgot to say what up to you, but I see you. What up, Exodia?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Andre, have you played it?
You talking about First Descendant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it. Look, I got on it once while they were having all the trouble. Played it for about 20 minutes and got off of it, and then came back and tried to get on it, and I couldn't. But that was with my Xbox, and then I tried getting on it with my computer, and I couldn't get on it at all on PC.
Wow.
But the funny thing was, I was hearing people were getting on PC, no problem. I'm sitting here, my computer is above the specs needed for this, so I don't know why I can't get on.
PlayStation might have been the what I've heard. The PlayStation is probably the best bet on getting on that. At that early stage.
Interesting.
Like they were
Well,
getting into
it seems to be fixed now because I can load. Well, not I haven't tried it on my computer, but I can load up on the Xbox no problem. So.
So then, how do you like it? I don't even look. Listen, I'll put it this way. I know next to nothing about this game except for the fact that it's called First Descendant, and the trailer that they showed off had somebody with a bunny helmet on it. That's it. Like,
Yeah,
Bunny,
that's
yeah.
essentially what I'm looking at as far as gameplay is concerned
That's her name
right
too,
now.
Bunny.
oh, is
It's-
it?
Okay.
Yeah, that ain't cool. Nothing creative. Just
It's a
Bunny.
it's a decent game. It's not like I haven't really played much into it to form too much of an opinion just yet.
Okay.
It's more like I just got started with it, so I'm not trying to say too much until I get more into it.
Well, even
So
if
what-
you look at it from a surface level, I mean, it kind of goes back to like what I was saying in my video. Like, is this all we know how to make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how many
So
games
what
do we
kind of-
have that look like this?
Too many.
This isn't like what is that game? What is that game that we were hyping? It's not like an Anthem. Yeah. Type of deal, is it?
Like I said, it's more like Outriders than anything.
Okay.
I saw some comparisons to Warframe, but I wasn't quite sure how on.
Yeah, I would say
That
how it feels is more like Warframe to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, okay. That's not bad.
It's free.
get
I
into
mean,
that.
I'm gonna try it. I mean, I've already gotten it downloaded, so I mean, I'll give it a shot either sometime tomorrow before I start putting those handles on the drawers tomorrow. But we'll see.
No, this is definitely Warframe. So there's a move in Warframe, and I just saw it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely Warframe. She was running, and if you jump, you can do an air slide. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Warframe all day. Like, that's the move in Warframe.
It feels like Warframe, but there's like a thing that happens that kind of reminds me of Control as far as the story goes.
Okay.
So it's like they're bridging on two different things, and once I've played further into it and see what they're doing, but it feels decent. I'm just not.
Hey,
I'm not blown away by it.
Can I share a picture with y'all real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, looking at this too, I'm taking it you're combating enemies and not other players. It looks like other players are helping you.
Yeah,
Right.
you work with other people.
Yeah, they are.
I think
Yeah.
you can squad up
Yeah.
to 4 people.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there
So,
must
like
be.
held out. Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Cringer did to your boy. Does he not look older?
I saw that. I saw that earlier.
He looked like he was aged a
He
few
done
years.
Yeah, he
lost
aged
weight.
quick.
Wow.
Kendrick stressed him out. I've never seen nothing like that.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, the only
I
thing
just
I
had to
can
share
say
that
I've
real quick.
seen equivalent to that is being the president.
Yeah,
Right.
that
And this
Obama-
happened way faster than that.
How Barack came in there with the black waves and came out with the silver joints.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
They were stressing you, huh? They were stressing you.
You
Oh,
age
boy.
fast when you stress out.
So this week we aren't going to do a icebreaker because kind of our whole topic is like the whole icebreaker, and talking about what's coming next for you for gaming. So chat, this is a question for y'all as well, and it's funny because kind of Risky kind of said it. Good job, Risky. Look at that. You on the front. Yay. There we go.
Gold star.
Your most anticipated games that are coming. So we're gonna talk. We just have a whole conversation. You guys get into it too in the comment section because I'll throw that up as well. But what is your gaming looking like from this point on as we have come out of showcase month? Yes, did I say it right, Vito?
Yeah.
Showcase month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming out of showcase month, what's on your itinerary? Both future games and backlogs. What y'all got going on?
Oof, and you threw backlog in there too. Jeez.
You know,
I
the
don't
thing
know
is,
if I want to
like,
climb that mountain.
everybody may not necessarily had a full meal, but you're gonna take a bite before you put it back down. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I want something
Yeah.
else. So
Mhm.
I know it, at least for me, I do have Legends of Dragoon, and every time I turn around and look at it, I'm like, man, I want to go ahead and play more of it again. But I'm at a boss in the game, and I think I talked about this before. And Jack, actually, I think you were on the channel the last time I talked about it, and then I said the problem, and that is literally the last time I picked this up. But the only reason why I have not continued playing it is because the boss, and this is the second time it's happened, you can't transform into the Dragoon during the boss battles, because if you do, there's a glitch in the game that doesn't allow you to proceed after like those events, after that battle.
So is that with every version? Because I know they have that digital as well.
I don't think it's with the digital versions. I think that some way or somehow that got fixed.
Okay.
And I almost want to say that is something to do with the PS2 and backwards compatibility than it is with the PS1 and being able to do that and running into those problems. Because everybody who's talked about it, that's in relation to the problem. And it's the slim model at that, not like the OG Fat Boy,
Okay.
the supercomputer that you attach 6 of them together.
The brick.
Right.
Yeah,
Because I never
the
got
wonderful
super far in that game. I remember when I first purchased it on PlayStation, I never got far in it. So I've thought about going back to that now that I have the ability to do so. But yeah, it's been a while since I played that game.
Man, that game it's great. I would say that first maybe few hours, I think it's to do more so with the fact that it's dated. But those first few hours are a little bit of a struggle. But like after those first few hours, you start going and you like, okay, yeah, let me see what happens next. So
okay.
And then the other game, as far as like my backlog from like the PlayStation world, is Parasite Eve.
I will never. I remember as a kid
No?
that game.
He get freaked out by
Caused you PTSD, didn't it? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even the beginning stages of like being in the opera room and
Mm-hmm.
and Eve doing her thing,
Traumatizing.
and at the same time getting in trouble from my grandmother asked me what am I playing, but it's like, I mean, because Eve had them things thinging, but
Yeah,
it was like,
she had the you was like, oh dang, she looking kind of sexy to that little thing. You was like,
Yeah.
oh no, never mind. I don't want that.
We're like, nah.
Like, hold on, she did all that and you still interested? Like,
Right.
No.
Never mind. Yeah, no, that's funny because that's the exact reason why I played it, because I was the same way as you. Like, I think maybe I beat that first little section of like the beginning part where you're on stage and you're fighting her, and she's like, all right, let me take you to the back room.
Yeah.
And then you get to that back room and you like, nah. you
Let's
go
go
through
back
a
out
door.
front. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You run out front, and you can run out front though. You run out front, and they like, "What's going on?" And you be like, and she'd be like, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And you be like, "I don't want to be right back. I want to stay here with y'all." Like, matter of fact, oh wait, y'all can't come with me because if y'all come with me, then y'all gonna burn up. Like,
Like,
It
can
don't
I
work that
just
way.
hang out here for a few more minutes?
yeah, let me just chill, man. Let me just chill. But even after beating that stage, there's not too many parts. Like, that's probably the creepiest. Nah, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Because
I
I
was
got
gonna tell you,
out on the alligator in the sewer. Like,
yeah,
I would always run out of bullets either on that one or even the the runaway cart.
mm-hmm.
I always ran out of bullets, so I was just like, okay, well, I just don't know how to beat this, so I give up. Like,
I learned early, if you spend your time using the physical attacks at when you're in the first low levels, then you save up on your ammo, so then by the time you need the ammo,
okay,
you can actually use it. I think the only other probably the one that I just beat, the area that I just beat, I was like, this will probably be my last time playing this game.
yeah,
It's the hospital. You go to the hospital, you get trapped, they take you down to the basement. She pulls out all the lights and everything. You in the basement of the hospital, see skeletons and all that sort of stuff. You like, man, like, why you trying to play me? Like, I ain't gonna do this. But that's also the same level where you get like 5 or 6 guns, and you like, okay, but you still didn't have to bring me down here though. Like, you
Right.
could have just left me on the main floor. We could have talked, but
Right.
yeah.
Like I said, the only reason why I even know past the things I mentioned is because I do watch speed runs, and the way they play that game, I'm just like, dude, I wish I could run through that game like that. But you understand they dedicate time and they stay with it, so
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to it, man.
You got anything
Y'all
else?
got backlog? Yeah, I was gonna. As far as backlogs, I think think I want to say that's it. That I'm really trying to tap into those 2
Okay.
games. For PlayStation. So Nintendo backlogs. I still have Kirby to beat.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna get touched. I can tell you that now. Mario Wonder. I still have to beat that. Pokemon Arceus. I still have to beat that.
I thought I was the only one.
Mm-mm.
I literally stayed
It's
in
not
one
that I
zone.
don't like it.
I just stayed in one zone trying to complete that dang Pokédex.
I think everybody haven't completed that one yet. 'Cause
I have a
still
homeboy that rushed through it just because he wanted to say he beat it. But I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get the Pokédex. Right. That was my thing.
That was really the main, like that. Like, Gotta Catch 'Em All was, red, blue, and yellow, right? Really. But like this one is like really like, nah,
Gotta catch 'em
you really
all.
gotta catch them all. Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah. You want that Arceus? You're gonna have to catch them all, my
Yeah.
guy. You're gonna have to catch them all. So but yeah, I think those, I want to say those are the main ones. I wouldn't necessarily call Zelda a backlog.
Right.
That's something you
Zelda is a lifestyle.
Lifetime.
That's a lifetime commitment.
Every time you get into that game, you got an objective in mind. Oh, I see that. Let's go check that out.
We just talked about this every time.
I'm going to the castle today.
Mm-hmm.
What is that blue thing over there?
All right. So before I go to the castle, I'm gonna just go over here.
I'm gonna just go through what this is, and you end up
crazy.
on a whole
You
storyline
get
that
to
you
the-
didn't even know existed.
Hey, you get to the castle, and next thing you know, somehow you're in the depths.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
How did I wind up down here again?
That's why I had to stop the game. I had to
That's what I had in mind. Is because I was in a castle and I was like, you know what? I wonder what the depths of the castle looks like. Let me go down there. Let me go down there and find out.
Like, I gotta see what this looks like. I gotta have firsthand knowledge.
Because technically we was in the depths. We've seen Ganondorf. So I feel like if I go down here, maybe I'm skipping a level.
Right.
That sounds right. That's accurate. Yeah, let's go down there. That's all right. Let's go down there. Yeah. So I think other than that, I think that's it from the Nintendo side. And of course, I don't, have Xbox, but
Right.
yeah. I played Daemon X Machina. That was the last one. So I played a lot of Daemon X Machina between last night and this morning because I was talking to Vito yesterday. Was it yesterday that we were talking about the Steam sale?
Ooh, that demon.
Yeah.
Those are dirty words, sir.
Yeah, right?
We were talking about that, yeah. Because you were
Right?
something else too.
So I'm like looking at it and I'm like, oof. I wanted dang, I called it Rubicon again, and I can't think of the Armor Core. I want an Armor Core. So I'm like, okay, well, let me play some Daemon X Machina since I don't have Armor Core right now, and get kind of back into the somewhat groove, that area of groove.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also V Rising too that I want to pick up, but yeah, until they started talking about Descendants and everything, and I was like, crap. I don't want to use all my space on like all these games.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to go. Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry, chat. Let me see what y'all saying. Retro, what up? How you doing, bro? He said there's only Zelda. When a new Zelda releases, everything else dies. Listen, we all spent our first 99 hours with the drool and the big face. Like, I gotta play this a little more,
Yeah.
right? It just takes that one for you to get away and know that if you go back into that game, that you have to dedicate your life in at least an hour or two block.
Yeah.
That you know that you prepared to lose.
You just gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Even if you don't achieve anything, you still gonna be happy you played it and came out. Of
Right.
it.
Like, Dad, my leg was cut off. Oh, sorry, Zelda. Wrap
Zelda.
that up.
All right.
I'm like, you'll grow back. I mean, look, we go ahead and talk to. We'll talk to the lizard. You'll get it back. No big.
I
deal.
hear complaining. Go to bed.
Right.
Levon said probably playing the Sonic X-Sonic generation on PS5 Steam Deck at this point. That's awesome. Because the shadow is the new piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think that's dope. I need to get back into some Sonic, man.
It's
I
hard
was
to
actually-
do.
I was actually playing Sonic Frontiers earlier today.
I've tried.
Is that
dude.
a good game?
I've had people
No.
vouch
2 years ago.
heavily for Frontiers. Like, I think the first time I played Frontiers, and this is, no detriment to it, but my son wanted it for the Switch. And I
Mhm.
was like, nah, we're not going to do this to ourselves. So I'm going to wait until I play it on something that's a little bit, more
Capable.
suitable to play it and capable. Yeah, I played it for a little bit, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is just, it's like this big open world where stuff just randomly spawns in, and it's like they just went and used a randomizer, and I don't know what. And I when I tell you, like, there's people from this channel, online, they were like, "Hey, Jack, like, get that." I'm like, I don't know, and it was on sale at one point in time, and I almost pulled the trigger.
$14, I want to say.
I almost pulled it. That would have been hot. You hear me? Like, hot.
Said, if you don't get that out of my face.
Well,
To each his own. Like what
to
you
be
like.
to be one of the tortured souls, this actually doesn't
Why
run
did
bad.
you do that to yourself,
It doesn't run bad on the Switch. It
Sir.
really doesn't.
sir?
Look at the discuss on
Look,
Jack's
it's not
face.
it's not like people think it is. It's not as bad as people want to believe it is.
Well, let me ask you this then. Does it not seem bad because it already has pop in regardless of what you do?
No, it's just not it the controls and everything are responsive. If it felt horrible, I would say it feels horrible.
Well, the game
Pop in
itself
was
doesn't
just
go
because of how Sega decided to design the game.
Right.
There's no way to get around that. It doesn't control bad.
Yeah, I will never say anyone is wrong by liking this game. It's just for me. No,
It ain't
It's
it,
like,
huh?
nah,
It's-
it
Sonic
it didn't
is
hit.
Yeah, at this point, Sonic is one of those things to where it's almost like something you really, really want to like, and is just not hitting. It is. I put it in the same category as Horizon. Horizon is not a bad game. It looks great. It runs great. Has a great concept. It just does not hit the trigger for me. I've played all Horizon games, and it just doesn't click with me. Sonic, I think, because I had the original Sonic, I remember my stepdad taking me to a store that was exclusively selling Sonic. Like, every TV in that building had Sonic on it because the Genesis had just dropped in Sonic. So we got it, went and literally played the game. So I think that set with me, and then I had the Game Gear along with the Sonic game on Game Gear. So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
you-
I got to.
You
and
got
then-
indoctrinated.
Right. And then here come the Dreamcast at this point, because I didn't, I had a Sega CD, but we didn't get those, and I didn't have Saturn. But Dreamcast shows up. Adventures, bam, 2, bam. Rest of those, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But I've been trying. Like, Sega can't say they don't have my money for Sonic. Like, I've tried. I just don't, to me personally, and I've had people explain it to me, which, okay, I get it. But when you have a game centered around a character that is supposed to be the super fast character, but in the same time, the levels, you're supposed to take your time because there's like different levels. Like, you can go higher, mid, or lower on the level. I'm like, dude, how do you make that work? Because like when I think about Mario's whole thing is about jumping, right? So you're gonna get those platforms, you're gonna see every piece, even if you try to go to the hidden pieces, there's a way for you to get to those hidden pieces. With Sonic, it just seems like that speed aspect you want it to work, but the levels don't seem to be designed for it. And I think that's where Frontiers was supposed to fix that.
It does somewhat with the action level
Right.
design,
Mm-hmm.
but if people, for the most part, when you want to play any of the 3D Sonics, do not think about it as speed. Think about
No,
it as
you can't.
rhythm.
Yeah.
Think about it as rhythm. If you think about it as rhythm, the stages become easier. If you think about it
Yeah.
as speed, like the old games, which were all of them momentum based, but
Mhm.
the older games were better for momentum based.
Right.
But if you think of the 3D games as rhythm and timing, like, okay, I know in 2 seconds I'm going to hit this next curve, so I got
Yep.
to jump here to
Yep.
reach that thing that's up there
You get
that
that
I've been
red
trying to
ring.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will go and die on the hill of the one game. Had it ran right, there was, because it was glitched pretty bad, but had it ran right, I think Sonic, they were on to something with Sonic Boom. Like I felt like I liked the idea and the
Yeah.
concept around it. People didn't like Knuckles being who he was, the big brolic dumb dude. Like
That was my biggest problem, is that they made him stupid instead of
now in the movies, like that's
Yeah, but that's because they modeled him after Boom, not after how he originally was.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, like to each his own. But I've tried with Sonic. So even with the Generations one, I like the Generations game, to be honest with you. But seeing the shadow piece is cool. Is just I don't feel the need to double tap on that.
It's like, look, I already got this. I don't need
I
it
got
for
it,
shadow.
man. I'm cool.
Especially now if they leave that emboss the same anyway.
Right.
I hated that. That's the one part I don't like about that game, is that
Yeah.
emboss. I
Mhm.
was like, how do you design an emboss that's so cheap? It has such a small hitbox for this massive thing. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yep. Mhm.
Hitbox the size of a pin needle, but you got this gigantic thing that can hit you from all angles.
So, a small question, because you brought up Horizon, is
Mhm.
because I haven't played any of the Horizon games.
Mhm.
Is Horizon like how Test Drive was before we stopped getting Test Drive?
Elaborate on what you're talking about.
Like, I think the last Test Drive I played was maybe 6 or 7.
Are you thinking about Horizon, the racing game, or Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, Horizon the racing game.
Oh no, I'm talking about Horizon Zero Dawn.
See
Like,
that?
I was like,
That's what I was like.
Yeah, that's what I
got
was
it
in
wrong.
comparison, I was like, elaborate. Like, what?
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I remember the
You
game.
You thinking Forza Horizon versus?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, Forza Horizon. And I'm thinking, because then I'm like, oh, he's talking about the speed aspect with Sonic in comparison.
Yeah, I
Now-
can see the
Now,
correlation.
Horizon,
Yeah.
that's my joint right there. I can do Horizon all day, but Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West or Call of the Mountain, whatever one you want to play. Now the Lego one I might cop, but it's but yeah, I'm talking about the Forbidden West, but for that one, I don't know what it is with that game. I just like, I can tell you what the issue was for the first one. The issue with the first one was I played Breath of the Wild first. That was the problem.
Sour.
And I've had people ask me like,
Mhm.
why? I said it's not just Horizon that ran into that issue. I went back to play. Well, actually, I didn't go back. I played for the first time. I was trying to play Uncharted 4, and this was after Breath of the Wild. The two biggest issues that Horizon and Uncharted had was if it didn't have a little yellow marker or it wasn't highlighted, you can climb it. So at this point, I'm now annoyed because there are certain areas I'm like, oh, I have to be able to climb that, and you jump, you don't grab it.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
It just got annoying after a while. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it down to where I'm gonna go and climb what I want to climb. And just do what I gotta do. And you don't think like something that small would throw you off, but
It
you'll
does.
be amazed. Like going from something that says there's no limitation unless it's raining, but you can throw on an outfit for that. You can drink a potion for that, but you can get up a little bit higher, and or you can wait until it stops raining and you can do your thing. To where I have this beautiful game that's like, yeah, that rock looks nice, but you're meant to climb that rock.
rock.
Right. It's just a rock.
Right.
But
You have this pretty cliffside that looks like it has holes you can grab onto, but no, you gotta go climb that steel-looking wall there.
Right.
We don't want you to go that way. You go the other way.
We don't
Yeah.
want you to see the prettiness out here. We want you to look at that stale brick wall and climb that.
Mhm.
Right.
The one
Doesn't
that's
that look
high.
different to you? Maybe
Right.
you should learn
It stands out.
it.
But yeah, that was my thing. But yeah, Sonic, I tried, man. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't blame anybody for not being able to get into Sonic, especially when Sonic fell off.
Yeah.
Sonic fell completely off, so I don't blame anybody.
all the way.
Doing the Dark Ages and Prime 4 are the future of games I'm excited for. I'm planning on finishing the Elden Ring DLC and Alan Wake DLC.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that. That conversation's happened. We're gonna have that conversation. It's just too soon into the night to have that conversation.
But I would say, as far as like my backlog is pretty nasty at this point. 1,000-Year Door on the Switch. I still have to finish. I just got to the point to where you got the over voluptuous ghost. I keep forgetting her name.
Oh, yeah,
So,
the trans
Is it Vivian or something?
Yeah,
Vivian, I think so. Yeah. So I just got to that point with that one. So I got the backlog for that. I just kicked back up Kenna today.
Ooh.
Needless to say, don't step away from that game because I was like, I forgot you attacked with R1 and R2 in that game. Totally forgot that you got to be clean with your timing on the parries. With L1, I forgot all about that. So I'm still getting that figured out. What is it? Out of Hand for the VR is in my backlog. Underdog is, I would say, is kind of, I say it's up front. It's the game I'm playing right now. Underdog is, when I first heard that it was a roguelike, I almost ran away from it. Almost. And then after I like watched the developer a little bit and watched the people play it, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And kind of the same way we always talk about Hades will allow, like, is one of those games that you don't mind being roguelike. This is one of them. And the way that it kind of takes that roguelike element out of it, and which, by the way, you don't even know is roguelike until you die.
But
But
you got to start all over, huh?
right. But the good thing about it is when you, like I said, with most, when you start over with something. It's not like you just go back to zero with nothing. Like you still have some of your rep before you go. So let me explain. So with Underdog, you're in this underground fighting ring and you're in a robot, like a mech robot, and they call it Rilla because it's a big gorilla mech. And so you, of course, punch and everything with the swing, but then also your movement is you moving with your arms like a gorilla. Really smooth movement, no motion sickness. Is pretty dope. But throughout every fight, you're fighting like different types of enemies. So you have like these little small enemies that explode on contact. You have these little saber-tooth looking enemies that can jump at you. You got the little bug type. So there's different types of enemies. And then even in these different levels, they'll have different elements. So they might have something that can grind up the enemy. So if you hit them in there, it'll grind them up. So I mean, they have different things and they come at you from different angles coming out these doors. So you'll see like the X's light up over the door that they're going to come from. So they kind of come in waves. But the cool thing about it is, like, let's say after I finish the first wave, I can either choose to go and repair my parts if I took damage, or I can go to a shop, or I can go to one of the junk yards and try to scavenge some parts to kind of add to, or I can, when I go to the shop, I can try to steal and get from the shop, but you kind of take your chances with it. But every time you go in between these fights, it's all about building up or buying new parts or trying to get these new parts. And before you start, you pick a Patreon that you support. And these Patreons, they do different things. So like the first Patreon you have, she'll make all enemies explode on death. So that kind of helps you, like if they're really close to other enemies, they'll explode and kill those other enemies. To where you'll have like other Patreons that'll make the enemies faster, but you also get a benefit of, okay, I'll give you some parts that make you faster, or give you parts that make you stronger. And then the more rep you have with that person, as in like you keep picking them, they'll make things cheaper for you, or they'll give you more and more things. So it's all about continuing to build up. And then after you get to like, I think what the 4th or 5th day, there's a boss fight at the end. So then I think when I got to the boss fight, I didn't think they were gonna make me fight other enemies before the boss. So you fight enemies before you fight him. So it's kind of like a like they cheat to throw somebody at you before you get to him. And the first character was like super slow, and he had like these shields, but he would always loosen up. So the whole thing was about counterattacks for him. When he swings, you back up, and then you just start attacking him. But then whenever you get to a certain point, he has like all these chainsaws that come out, and he'll drive at you real fast. So you move out the way, and then start working them. But the cool thing was your left arm, your right arm, and your main body has its separate health. So if he damages your left arm, you can't use it anymore. Same thing with right. And then if he damages your main frame, you don't die immediately. It just breaks the glass, so now your body's exposed. So you take one good shot to your body from a mech, you're done. Like it's a wrap. So I mean, that's what I've been playing. I mean, really enjoying that one. It was really something that snuck up out of nowhere. That's kind of like been my main go-to along with Kenna for right now. I have a few more backlog games, especially on my ROG Ally. Like I think I bought all versions of Final Fantasy 13 at the last sale. They were all like $3 a piece, and I still gotta go through all of them. That's where they get you. And then also what everybody else has been saying, like waiting for Brotherhood or Brothership, excuse me. For Mario and Luigi with Brothership. So I mean, that's one of my definite go-tos. And I would say there's two more games. One is still they both are wait to see, but one is really starting to look disappointing right now. And so the first one is the new Batman game that's supposed to be coming to Quest 3. I want to see what they do. Right? Yeah. I want to see if they do this right. We haven't seen any gameplay, so that's whatever. But the one that I'm waiting on that's supposed to be here pretty soon, and we were all waiting for it. And when they showed it off the other day, I was highly upset. And it didn't help when they showcased the price of it either. So, Attack on Titan. So, like me and my kids, like, yo, Attack on Titan, no brainer.
Right, that's a good one. That's a good one.
No, they showed it off, and I was like, wow, this is what we were waiting on. Like, looks cool. Like the fan games look better than this one. And if you want early access to it, which I think is like July 23rd, you have to pay $5. We don't know if that's going to be like the set price and the only price for the game, but they have to show more and clean this game up because July 23rd, $5 for a game we've been waiting possibly 2 years for, and it looks bad. So I hope it's better. We've really just been waiting for that game, but then also Batman is one that I feel like is easy to do. The creators of the Iron Man VR game is making this one, and that one was pretty good. So I have high hopes for that one. So we'll see.
I feel like with the anime ones, there's so I know they had the Sword Art Online one as well. That one sounded like that was so.
Very so.
Yeah. So like I don't know if it's because it's like the anime and like I don't know because I imagine there's probably like a few of those games that like I think would make for decent VR games. But I could also see them going really bad really fast. Like you finally being able to hit the Kamehameha, but I can see that easily going terrible.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I don't know if it's just a thing to where the creators of the anime don't want you to do more, or if people just really don't have good ideas. I really don't know. I mean, it kind of brings a testament to even you look at the new Bleach game we just saw. Like that game is supposed to be amazing, but it looks like your typical anime game. But yeah, I mean, I even mentioned in my video, Yu-Gi-Oh should be a no-brainer. Now, granted, Konami said that they are bringing it to VR. Haven't seen anything on it, so I'm holding my breath on ever seeing that anytime soon. But
that would be dope. Just
it's
the hologram.
And we got the mixed reality thing because the game Demio already showed like it works. Like Demio is kind of like your Dungeons and Dragons type game, and you can have like 4 people with you Just
Mhm.
you pick your character, you pick what you're gonna do, you roll the dice, depending on if you can attack, critical attacks, or you miss, and it works. So you look at something like Yu-Gi-Oh! To where they have mixed reality, so you don't have to be in the environment, but it's literally like I'm in my living room and I see a blue eyes pop up in my living room, like that should work, no problem.
Right.
Oh, but
It's,
hey, let's see what they
it's
do.
dual city in your room.
100%.
Dang.
100%. So we'll see, man. I mean, VR has been pretty interesting, but we'll see where it goes. But that's mainly my backlog because that's where I've gone to waiting for the Switch 2 at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I think too. Another one that would possibly work is if they did like the earlier years of like Gundam or whatever.
Ooh, I mean, they got when I tell you there's Gundam games on VR already. Like whether you're talking about riding in Gundams, even if we go to something like riding in tanks or whatever, it works. Like it works. It's just somebody has to do it.
I'm gonna need a G Gundam VR.
Yeah. Don't cheat. Right.
I'm telling you, it would work if you take a look at the gameplay of Underdog and tell me like a G Gundam game wouldn't work with that mechanic because you don't have to necessarily move around for real. You can find other ways to move in the game, but yeah, the element of being in a robot just works.
Yeah.
And that would just be because you can sit down and play these games. You don't have to stand up.
Right.
But
the fact that you don't stand up.
Right, you'll stand up, but on those days I don't want to, and like I got my my rolling chair that spins around, I can easily turn around and just
I got you.
around. Oh, boy. Man,
Dang, you see how fast he spun on me though?
yeah,
Like,
I'm telling you, it's a no brainer, man.
right. He did that. What's my man from Tekken? He did that.
Wait, who does the spin? Who does the spin? With the spinning kick, is that
He did the Heihachi on you.
is that Heihachi be doing that? The little spin joint?
Yeah. Turn his whole body.
Wait, don't Paul or one of those do like this like spinning like punch where he's like that and then like his body turns.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, that back end, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He do one of those on you.
Oh yeah, trust me. My youngest has already caught and like he's already caught one of those before.
Dang.
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
Pause the game.
And it was instant too because as soon as I felt it, I was like, "Yo, what was that?" I was like, "Yo, that was all skull." I was like, "Jeez." Like, I said, "Hey, you knew what it was. You already knew what I was doing. Why you didn't come near me?"
Oh my goodness.
Father, may I step forward, please?
Hey, I don't know what it is about people in VR. Like they gravitate towards you more. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Where he at? Where that? That's for spanking me the other day.
Yeah, I done felt some wind come off a few swings. I'm like, yo, you a little too close. Like, chill out. Back that up. I know what you're trying to do.
It was an accident.
Whatever. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man.
Okay. Vito, what you got for backlog?
Backlog, I can't think of all that stuff right now. It's a lot.
I know you got a pretty extensive backlog.
Considering what you call backlog, are we talking about like games I've been playing and I'm like I come back to, or are we talking about like ones I didn't start but I got?
I mean both, really. Because if you ask Shadow, he'd be like, "This is still in the box. This is still in the box. This is still in the box. I'm gonna play these at some point in time."
I got a whole new Xbox in the box.
Right.
Dang, girl.
Right. I'm about to get to it in a couple years. At some point, you're like,
in the future.
Dang, you just bought it now, so you can play it later. Yeah. So
right, I got you.
Anything that's not really in your current lineup of games.
Look, like when I start playing FIFA, nothing's in my current lineup but FIFA. So
I feel that.
You sound like my son. That's all he do is FIFA.
I know you got like Starfield. I know you got.
Nah, that's
It dropped out.
FIFA then took over that. Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's a backlog. That's part of your backlog.
All right, so as of right now, I do have Starfield on there. I have. Oh, I was still messing around with Control. No More Heroes. What else was on here?
Oh, No More Heroes 3. Yeah.
What was there was something I was that's gonna hurt me. Oh, no, that's not it. 'Cause that was on the Switch. But that's like come in anytime. I kind of took a break off of Star Wars Hunters. It's competitive. Like I don't know what it is. I'm like, yeah, this is whack, but I'm like, I'm still on it. I'm still playing it.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's been quite a few games where I've been like, man, this is one of the wackest games, but I'm gonna still play it for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's keeping my attention.
And you already know I'm the Mandalorian, so I'm like, yeah.
Right.
I forgot the dude's name, but yeah, I'm trying to level him up to like the main like the when you're a champion costume, like that joint look hard. So I'm trying to level him up all the way up to there. So I think that's why I keep playing it, because I'm trying to get him like that Mandalore, the great look or whatever. But other than that, I guess you can say Arceus, DLC for Violet.
Okay. Oh yeah. Which one? You had Violet too, right? You said Violet. Yeah. So you have Violet. Okay.
I take my hat off to you for that one, brother.
Yeah, we both got it.
At
You
the
got it
time,
too?
Yeah, this is actually Vito's like first like legit like Pokemon, right? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Besides, no. You remember back in the like the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I had, I want to say I had yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, outside that, yeah, this might be in a long, yellow. That was my first one. Then
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Arceus and then yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got to get that DLC. What was the other one?
Has the
Something
other
on the
DLC
Nintendo
come out
side.
too? My bad. Has the other DLC come out too? Or is it just the
All
one?
of
The
them's
one
out.
with the mask? Okay.
All of them's out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know if you buy the one, you get both of them, but
I think it came out in December and
Okay.
something like that, November, something like that. But all of them's out now, so you can definitely
cool. Yeah.
just scoop them all up and download them and keep it pushing. But yeah, that on the PlayStation side. Oh man. Okay, I got the Alan Wake 2 for that. Still haven't gotten into that because I'm still messing around. Like I said, I had to go back on Alan Wake 1 just to kind of mess around, which I know they're two completely different games or whatever. I don't know if I'll even like when I start playing Alan Wake 2 if I'm going to get the DLC as well, because the only thing you're doing is just playing as the other characters in the franchise or the Remedy universe.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll necessarily get that DLC when that comes out, but
If you're not having what's her name with all the powers, then
yeah, nah, you just playing as her. She's doing the same thing Alan's doing, so I'm like,
yeah.
I can't do the same thing with Alan with her because I'm like, I want to take off and
Right.
like she has some dope power, especially towards the end. Oh my gosh! And then like when you get to flying or floating,
Yeah.
that was a game changer. And what's crazy is it's all in the building, like one building. I'm like, I would love for it to be in the Alan Wake world, and I can fly outside the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Fly over trees
right.
and do this and pick up a, you know what I'm saying, like a tree, throw it at one of those shadow creatures or whatever. So, but that's all I can actually think of. I know there's a lot more. I think I had like I think I had like a Star Trek game. I messed around and got during the holidays. I still haven't beat. Surprisingly, I still haven't beat Midnight Suns,
Mm.
and I think the reason why because I'm trying to get everything.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I don't know what it is. It's like that's my first little card turn based type game or whatever. But I'm trying to get everything on there, which
Right.
is unusual for me. But definitely a pretty cool game. Other than that, like I said, I don't have too many backlogs right off hand I can think of. That's one of the ones where you just as soon as you power up your system, you'll look and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that because I've down all my backlogs I either got already or I got the base game or something like that if it's DLC or something. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's
Okay.
all for backlog. Let's get to what we talk about for to come. Like
Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
the
that's what I was just about to
great-
ask. Because I think that's what everybody's waiting on. What we got?
I'm waiting. Oh, okay, no, that's still. I'm backlogged on surprisingly Street Fighter 6. Even though I was all into it,
Mm-hmm.
I got to pick that back up. Like my little character that you make or whatever. Like he's way behind. Like I don't even know how to play anymore. Like I'm still stuck on Tekken controls. So I'm bet you I'll probably
Right.
get my tail whooped if I get in there right now. Yeah, definitely. That's on the backlog too.
Okay. So games that are coming out that we're interested in that we want to pick up, and maybe stuff that's already out. I already said Armored Core for one of those, especially since it's on sale right now. I feel like, as a matter of fact, hold on. I feel like there's another game that's on that list that one of our subscribers actually like threw up, and it was about the same time. I want to say that we were playing Starfield, and I threw it in my wish list, and I think it's on sale too. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up this time around or maybe wait one more time. It is, and shout outs to whichever one of you guys it was because I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was Spaceborne, Spaceborne 2. And the reason why, what up, Andre? Welcome back. was
Had to go clean the floor emergency.
I feel that. It was Spaceborne 2, and they were saying that Spaceborne was just like Starfield, except for with the whole added, you can fly to any planet and like actually land.
I feel like I've heard it, but
Yeah.
I feel like I had that backlog.
I put it on my wish list. I've just never picked it up.
Where is my wish list at?
I think I heard of that game, but I don't remember seeing it.
Wish
Let me
list.
see.
Spaceborne 2. Okay, definitely do not spell it the way I thought you spelled it.
Yeah, I mean, Yorne. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, it was Triple M. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Triple M. Yeah,
I
yeah.
see it.
Okay,
Yeah,
getting the okay.
Yeah, this one's early access, and the first one is like $3.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first one? Like I don't see the first one.
Side missions, living in the galaxy fast, race spaceships. What was
Yo,
that?
found
It reminds me of Starlink a little bit, but with of course not the character, but just
Right.
flying.
The aspect of it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think there may be another one because that one's on sale as well. That I might pick up.
For what
Oh,
PC?
11.
Yeah, Steam. Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say I only see those console ones all that often.
Yeah. So pick up that. But the only problem is it's July 6th as of right now.
Mhm.
And I think that Black Myth comes out August.
Yep. I was just about to ask you about that.
August,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I'm gonna pick that up, and I know as different as the genres are between Armor Core and Black Myth are,
Very different.
they, right? They are both, Armor Core is from software, so they put in the whole Souls like aspect of it, and then you have Black Myth, so that is directly like a Souls like game. So
Mhm.
Spaceborne, I'll definitely do some research on that Spaceborne before you get it.
Is it only PC?
Oh, Spaceborne.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I'm trying to.
It's I would definitely do some research on that. I mean, I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but I would just to be
yeah, Triple M was the one
sure
who
that you get it.
yeah,
Man,
Triple M was the
but
one
that
who threw it
pilot
at
and
me.
stuff, that pilot and stuff looks amazing. As far as the on-world stuff, I don't
Yeah.
know. But that
So
piloting and all that looks amazing.
Curious as to how this runs on the ROG Ally.
and it's got very positive reviews too. So yeah, we're gonna see. We'll see.
Exploration, pilot ship. Can you build a ship? That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out.
Yes. That's what
The
Okay,
company
yeah.
that made Spaceborne, DBK Games, actually has another game called Nestle, where you are the protagonist and you write the story.
interesting.
Saying, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a third person shooter and that it's not, first person.
First person, yeah.
Huh, okay. And I see it run on Steam Deck, so I know it can run on my little ROG Ally.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be a little interesting. I'm gonna keep my eyes on it, Triple M. I appreciate that. But yeah, Black Myth, I have to pick that up just because, Son Goku.
Son
Son
Wukong.
Wukong. Thank you. Son Woku, because we live in 2024. We live in 2024. That man all the way woke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I haven't really picked up a Souls game since I want to say Bloodborne, and it may be a game after that. But no, whatchamacallit came after Bloodborne. What's my man, the ninja and
Sekiro?
yeah,
The one I want to talk about. That's crazy.
yeah. So
That
that
on sale too and ain't touched it.
yep, that's the last one I picked up. So I definitely want to pick this up. I think it looks sweet with the concept of him being able to do the clones and all that, and then there's certain enemies that you can become the boss monster and all. I just think that's cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick that one up. Pick that one up definitely.
Need another cool game sitting in a backlog.
Right.
Probably
That
get
you
into
may
it.
or may not ever touch.
Oh man, I get into it and then I put it down like, I don't want to pick it back up because something might have wrecked me. And I'm like,
I lost one too many times to you, sir. I am.
that's all it takes sometimes. That's all it takes.
My
Because
pride
while I'm
has
playing
been
it, I'm in it.
besmirched.
When I'm playing it, I'm in it. The moment I put that controller down, if I don't get back on it the next day, man, might as well call it a day. I know how I am.
I guess that question goes out to all you guys too. Do you guys what games are you guys looking forward to? And I guess I got to scroll up a little bit because I got some of you said some stuff at the top.
And that Black Wukong game, for sure, I've had my eye on it since we first saw it.
Yeah.
It felt like it wasn't even doable from a graphical standpoint when we first saw it.
Yeah.
So I'm
'Cause I
interested
think
in
we
that.
saw it during the PS4 era, right? Or was it just early PS5?
I think it was early PS5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was like, "There's no way it's gonna look like this," and it looks like it dumbed down a little bit.
Yeah.
They did definitely pull back on the graphics a little bit and stopped using those target renders.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but even watching that trailer with the when they're fighting the dragon or whatever, the dragon on ice, I'm like,
Yeah. And then Phantom Blade Zero is another one I'm looking forward to.
Mm,
What I'm interested
yeah.
about that one too, when we first saw that one, the thing that people felt like wasn't real was the gameplay in the sense of like
Yeah.
how the sword battles were just crazy.
Woo, the fluidity, yes.
I'm curious to see if it's that fluid.
So we did you see the latest gameplay trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm like, now that we've gotten like the full footage, I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
you're pretty fluid, but you're not as fluid as that first gameplay trailer.
That first one was just seamless. They was like, "Oh, this isn't like a cutscene." I'm like, "Bro, ain't no way."
Right.
Like that was just on some. I'm watching the anime type ordeal. I
Right.
was like, "There's no way it's that fluid, dude."
Right.
There's no way.
Unless you push some buttons ahead of time, you know what I'm saying? At quick time events, it's not.
Oh yeah, that's the only way that's working. But yeah, I mean, but I'm kind of worried about the like that one and Black Wukong being so close to each other.
Mm,
Because I mean, not saying that they're similar. It's just, I guess, kind of similar in fighting style.
right. Yeah, because there's actually, it's funny that you said Phantom Blade Zero because there's another game. Dang risky. Shout outs to you again because you actually threw this up in, through this game in our like back and forth, and I was like, this looks like Where the Winds Meet,
Okay.
which kind of has that same like style where and like as I'm watching the gameplay, I'm like, bro, all you doing is just like dodging to the left or the right before you attack. Like there's not really any like, okay, run, step back, or dodge this. Like all they're doing is just like dodging the attack. Like just
Right.
left dodge, left
Yeah.
dodge. And it kind of with the Phantom Blade Zero, I think it's going to do it the best as far as that fluidity, like you said. But like even in that one, watching some of the gameplay, I'm like, okay, you're doing more dodging than you really are attacking in that kind of sense. Which
I
go ahead.
did, because I'm looking at gameplay now, and I think where it really works, and this gets right back to paying attention to detail and creativity. Most games, when you're blocking, you're just standing there and you're taking hits with the block. I'm watching him do a block in the tutorial, and he's doing something different every time he blocks.
Right.
Whether he's blocking here, he's coming down here. So it makes the character seem like, oh, you're trying to attack me in different points of my body.
Right.
The same area over and over again. So it's all about, presentation. Sometimes it sells. You know what I mean? So I like that idea of it. I don't know. This, depending on how close they are to each other, because both games look like they're a heavy investment in the sense of you got to get the controllers down.
Yeah, and to what you were saying with the blocking too, is something that I've noticed in Souls games, and maybe this is where they kind of like push that genre forward. Every Souls game, including Elden Ring, I know everybody gives great praise for it, and that's what's up. But every game, every Souls game, including Elden Ring, when you dodge, is always a roll. It's the same. It's the same roll. You know what I'm saying? But like with these games, it's actually like a more of a movement than just rolling. You know what I'm saying? To dodge it. So, I think they got something on their hands. But like you said, the investment into these games are gonna be crazy. I'm really hoping that Phantom Blade Zero comes to Steam too, but
because it's quote unquote exclusive right now, right?
Yeah, I think everything is timed exclusive for PlayStation. I don't think that. I honestly don't think they have any exclusives like that anymore.
I mean, these games are too expensive to be exclusive unless you, as the developer, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo make them. But as a third party, you can't afford to just leave these on one console.
I'm gonna just say that's risky. This is the dumbest. I'm gonna just be real. This is the dumbest reply that I've ever heard. Like
stop looking at the comment because they've been having their own back and forth. I'm
just saying. So the Portal is better than the Wii U gamepad.
No,
let's not do that.
You get a whole system.
And were the Move controllers better than the Wii controls?
No. Most certainly not.
No. Even if you took all
Hold on,
that
okay,
out
hold
of
on. Let's take it a step further. Was PlayStation All Stars better than Smash?
Never.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely not.
No.
Vito.
Absolutely not.
Sir.
Sir.
You are lying in public. Into the public eye.
And one would even say the controller is not better. And even though most controllers are the same, if your controller can't last more than a handheld, then you're already losing. Like,
Right.
jeez,
I'd even say
They're
that.
definitely not better at pricing.
no.
Oh no, absolutely not that. Definitely not that.
Longevity, IP, no, not even close.
Like,
Stop.
who kept their IPs and who gave theirs away?
Right.
Right. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's yeah. Come
Stop,
on now.
sir.
What and the famous words of Drake's, everything I say is facts. Oh, you can look all my stuff, and it's all facts.
All right.
Right.
Okay. You see where that ended up with Drake? They just showed us.
Nintendo consoles always flopped.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't start. Don't
Stop
start.
reading. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, stop reading.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one time I'll tell you not to read.
Yeah.
Any other time I say go cop a book, sit down and have a good read, but not these comments, bro.
Jack said, reading this is not fundamental.
It's not at all. Bad for your spirit.
What do you? So I got a couple more in line, but what are you looking forward to, Andre?
For me, there's a couple. TMNT Splintered Fate. 'Cause
Ooh,
that
I
was
Forgot
a big
about
thing.
that.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Do you think a real quick question? Because I know you're more into TMNT than I am. Do you think? And I felt like there was a game coming out for it, but what's the solo? Ronin. Do you think?
oh, the
Is
last
this it?
Ronin?
Yeah.
Still coming out?
I thought I haven't heard about a game coming out. I think they were talking about making a game for it,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and I would definitely be down for it. As much as it hurt to know that the other turtles are all
Dead.
perished,
Yeah.
I'd be for it though.
Yeah. Because I think that makes it. If they give you the city that it takes place in, having all the ninjas' weapons versus switching in and out, between the ninjas, I think that really works.
But it works in the context that they all, because multiple different iterations of the turtles, they all supposedly were supposed to train with each other's weapons.
Right.
But Mikey was definitely the worst with everybody's weapons.
Right.
But to have a story where he's forced to mature and actually fight like he's trying to take everybody out.
Mhm.
I like that perspective on the character, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go back and read, like, man, who was the last? Dang, it is Mikey. Poor
I had
dude.
a feeling it was him when I heard about the story
Mhm.
because people don't want to kill the lovable character first,
Right.
Right.
unless it's to prove a point.
Right.
And the point for this was to show that Michelangelo is capable of growing up and maturing himself the way everybody else does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because Leo's my favorite. But I figured if anybody is gonna die, the leader is probably
The leader.
Leo's going first.
Yeah.
It's either Leo or Raph are going first, and Donatello is second to last.
yeah. That's unfortunate. But yeah, Splinter Fate.
Expedition 33 was another one too. I'm looking for
Who?
Expedition 33.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's a unique gameplay. For a game like that, I'm actually really interested in that.
Like finally putting a twist on this JRPG
Yeah.
element, and the fact that you could still, the way other people put it, which I like, was the Mario and Luigi aspects where you can dodge attacks by
Yeah.
jumping with your timing or doing something with your timing. so it feels like you're in control of the fight opposed to just sitting there just taking hits.
Right. You gotta
We're gonna-
turn up your luck or something like that. And,
Mhm.
We're gonna do a dice roll to see if you can
Right.
right. You've been hit. Critical.
Right.
See, I know it's not the best game, but I would really hope that somebody would take the idea from Quest 64 and let you actually run from the attacks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or give you a little area that says, okay, it's going to land here if you're here.
Mhm.
Right.
If you can get outside of that, you're good. Because I swear I abused that when I was playing that game. I
Is this
abused
the-
that. Run up, clock somebody with the staff, and then
That
run
staff.
away.
Run away.
The sound effect for it was just perfect.
Yeah.
It sounds so heavy. It's just
They're like, dang, he got smacked hard.
like you know it hurt. I wish somebody would take that concept and do that. Just take that concept. You roll up on somebody, hit them real quick, and then run off.
Mhm.
Like the RPG of sneaking people.
So is this another Square Enix game?
Expedition 33. I don't think
No,
that's
no. It's not Square. Mm.
I hope it ain't because they spend too
No.
much money as is.
No,
Okay.
it's not Square. It's another company.
The reason why I asked is because now I had to go back and look at it, but it really, actually, to be honest with you, kind of borrows from Legend of Dragoon. You gotta press the button at the right time for your crit or your certain hit or whatever. I wonder if that's gonna chain into doing like chain attacks or like combo attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I would say the next time we see it, they might need to clean up the screen with attacks because I can imagine all that stuff going on at one time. I can't see anything. Like there was a lot going on at screen at one time.
Yeah, it like watching this, it moved really fast to them jumping into that. And I was like, dang, when am I have time to like whoa, okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like Matrix. Yeah, so that one looks interesting. That one looks good. Vito, what you got?
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's been popping up everywhere. I'm actually looking forward
Sparking
to
Zero.
the tour they're doing. We actually get some love down here. In October, the game will be in Tampa. So they're doing the tour. Yeah. Actually get some love.
That's what's up.
Man,
I'll be
That's
taking the
what
boys.
they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Chala.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's
Whether
up.
they
Yeah.
haven't coming to Atlanta at all.
Wait, hold on. I think I got that picture. Hold on.
Yeah, let me know because I want to see if they come to Chicago or Detroit or
So,
Grand Rapids.
based off the picture,
Usually I'm
East Coast
just
got
glad
absolutely no love. So
No,
based off the picture, it is Jacksonville, Tampa, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Sonata Ana, California. So pretty much all of Cali at this
Dang.
point. Portland, Oregon, and yeah, that's it.
Dang.
Oh, they need to
And
spread
you
that
ain't
out.
going to north. You ain't going to the north at all. You ain't
What-
getting none of that.
They really need
they
to
don't
spread that out.
realize is they don't realize Georgia might have the most Yamchas.
I don't know if that's a positive thing.
They have the most Yamchas here. And they need
The
to bring
most
that game.
Yamchas.
Yeah, they need to bring that here. So
But
we
my
can see
thing
how-
is, it's like Atlanta stopped getting love after they stopped bringing E3 there. Like, there's nothing game related that goes to Atlanta anymore.
nothing. Well, I mean,
Unless you're a
besides,
company.
we have MomoCon that might throw some games there.
Okay,
Dragon Con might throw some games in there too.
gotcha. Okay,
You know, they all have their own, like, you know what I'm saying? You'll have some booths there. You'll have some, like, legit stuff there. But, and
Here you go.
I would have liked for them to do Dragon Con and have the Dragon Ball game there because that's what Dragon Con is. It's actually a Dragon Ball celebration. So, so I wish they would have done it like that. But you're saying like they're doing that tour and I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm gonna look it up but I'm hoping they might just surprise and just throw us a little something during Dragon Con and stuff. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Atlanta, here you go.
Listen,
Here you go.
sir, we'll show you a video, and that's all you're gonna get.
That's what you're
Like,
getting, sir.
Atlanta fans finding out they not part of the tour look like this.
Exactly. Because I wasn't even gonna look at the picture when they were talking about the tour. I'm like, I know it's not coming down this way. Then I saw Jax and Tampa. I was like, okay, but yeah, that sucks. That's the only East Coast location.
you think that they'd want to hit all of the major metropolitan areas?
You would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of
Especially
crazy.
Atlanta. Like I said, Atlanta is the mecca for a lot of things, and you know, that's one thing that's here in Atlanta is Cartoon Network. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, so Dragon Ball literally got its popularity in America from
Mhm.
Toonami.
Tsunami, yeah.
So hey, I will pay homage to the city that brought that, and be like, hey,
Yeah, you would think it
we'll
worked
let you
like
play
that.
this, but this is a video game, so yeah, no. If it was anime, it would be a whole different story. It's
Yeah,
a video
no,
game.
Yeah.
if they was doing anything where they were talking about what's the anime that's coming? Shoot, I just looked at a video about it earlier.
You talking about the baby Gokus and all
The
that?
chibi one.
Oh,
Mm.
Daima.
Yeah, Diamond.
Yeah, Daima.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was everybody thinking they were making them kids? It was like, no, it's chibi. They're not kids. They're
Right.
shrunk.
They're just
it-
little.
It's not the same thing. I understand nobody wants GT Kid Goku anymore.
You're right.
It ain't that. It's chibi, and they're taking away the forms. So I'm like, and they're exploring the demon realm. I'm like, this might be interesting. Let me,
Oh, yeah.
The
let me
best,
see.
the best way to
For sure.
describe it is they're Gundam SDing.
Super
Yeah.
deformed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it for sure.
She said super deformed.
That's what it is. That's what SD is. It's super deformed.
I swore it was. I swore it's still for something else, but it's super.
No. When they brought
Super
Gundam
deformed.
SD, the anime over here, they called it
Uh-huh.
Spirit Defender.
That's what I thought
Super
it was.
deformed. That's what it is. That's what chibi is. It's super deformed.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, y'all try to clean it up. Spirit Defender. Like, yeah,
Wow.
Spirit Defender.
I remember
Sounds
that
funny.
too.
Deformed.
I was like, that's not what that means.
Yo, I don't even know if that's a stab towards a certain group of individuals. That is crazy.
Right.
That is wild.
Super deformed. That's
Hey,
funny.
Japan's mean, bro. They're mean.
Look, they make
They're honest.
painful things funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they're quite honest about some stuff. All right. I guess it's me again. So another game that I'm looking forward to. We've talked about it a couple times on the channel. Mecha Break.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm.
I need that to be good. 'Cause-
I do too,
They
man.
need
We don't have one.
yeah.
We do not have a mech game. Yeah, we got your Armor Cores and you got your Daemon Ex Machinas, which are great, but we don't have anything that's along the line of Gundam Like-
Mhm.
of that caliber. And this,
Gundam Break. Gundam Break 4.
No. No. We're not even gonna do that one. Nope.
so yeah, this
Yeah, that.
this one looks like it's gonna be it looks like it's gonna be good. Hoping that it, definitely, because it does the transformations too,
Mhm.
like a little bit of transforming between the two. And I feel like the last time I got my fixation on transforming mechas is pretty much Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like just
Right.
being able to roam around and be like, dang, they transforming live. Like just sit there and try to watch. Oh, the wheel. Okay. And then, okay. So it's a real transformation. You ain't hit me with no fake movement. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The wheel kind of just slowly moved up the side. You like, that doesn't really work. So yeah, the Mecha Break is definitely one that I'm, even though it doesn't have a date on it, definitely one that I'm looking forward to. I guess another one in this vein too. I I've been playing a lot of and I realized I think it's actually the Dreamcast version, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
say I've played the PlayStation 2 version and I don't remember it being that hard. But playing the Dreamcast version, I
It's
think I
ridiculous.
yeah, I've beaten the story all of maybe twice. And after the second time they're like,
Mhm.
you're seasoned. Now now you get this work. And we're like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to air combo like that. Yeah, no, you're good. You just keep retrying. Keep getting to the third level and losing and start all over.
Hmm.
It'll be all right.
See, the Dreamcast one was my stomping ground before I went to the arcade.
Man, it does
You got
not
figured out already.
hold any bars. And it's
I,
funny too because you get to a certain like area and it'll let you take out the first two. Like the first two characters. The
Oh yeah.
first character will feel the need to use as assist every single time. Like, oh, we're just gonna rhythmically use the assist on you every single time. But once you beat the first one and the second one comes in, then they don't use the assist at all. Now they want to like grab you the whole time. You're like, okay,
Hmm.
I know what your move is. But then when you get to the third person, they just like, when I see an opening, just know when I see an opening, you getting 17 hit combo right here and there. And don't think you're gonna try and fall out of it, because I will pick you back up and you will get juggled. I'm like, hey man, I don't even like this game no more. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And it having like the multiple games and stuff like that that are packed in it. Because we get some of the top down ones, right? Or is it all? Is most of the fighting? It's most of the fighting ones, isn't
I
it?
think this is
Yeah,
most of the fighting
I
ones.
think
Yeah.
Okay.
it's top down.
Okay. The Punisher joint.
Hmm.
Which is cool. I hope if this sells well, I really hope that they give us the like the arcade ones.
You know what I really want them to remake or re-release or something? Remember X-Men Academy?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation 2 joints. Yeah,
Yeah, 1 and 2.
yeah,
That was dope.
yeah. I would like them to remake those too.
Cause I feel
I-
like they made that like in the thoughts of Capcom. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
The X-Men versus Capcom. So,
It was almost like what was coming next for
yeah,
Marvel versus Capcom, like
yeah,
going into 3.
right.
Um, it has that same kind of feeling.
Hmm.
And actually, to be honest with you, while they're at it, I almost kind of want them to remake the other X-Men games that are like the Avenger. No, not Avengers. Is that what it is? Is that what we got? The one on
Oh, you
Switch,
talking about Ultimate Alliance?
Ultimate Alliance. Yeah,
Are you
those
talking about
two.
the 1 and 2?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Doing the X-Men games that came out on PlayStation 2 as well, because those were really fun as well.
yeah.
Jack, what you got?
Um, I would say, like I said, the games that I mentioned was Phantom Blade Zero,
Hmm.
Black Myth Wukong, Brothership. What
You
else?
picking up Donkey Kong?
No.
Is that not again?
As I said, I was in my simp moment when they showed it, and I was like, you know what? If it went on sale, I'll touch it. I'm not. I'll just I'll wait until that drops. What was another game that I've seen that I want to pick up when it comes out? Oh, the Marvel Rival games. Like the
Oh
more
yeah.
I
Yeah,
see of that, because I think I just saw a trailer for Spider-Man,
Hmm.
and
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what it is, but that game has me hooked.
Hey, dude, like go over to Geronimo. Like he has gameplay of it. Let me see.
Hmm.
Like he definitely has like everybody. Like he tried out everybody. He had his
Yeah.
specific ones, but he tried out like everybody on there.
Let me see. Yeah, I see Geronimo right here. Yeah, man. I mean, that one has me hooked 100%. So I mean, whatever I get, I want to just kind of like sit down and invest my time. I've had a couple people ask me if I'm gonna touch NCAA. No. Um,
What? what? You ain't
I'm
want to play
not.
me in Sandstorm?
Look,
Listen,
here's my thing, right?
I'm not doing a cup of tea.
I understand
Are
nostalgia.
you not getting it either?
I don't have a PS5. I don't have a PS5. Or
It's not on
Xbox.
Steam.
It's not on Steam. Ain't that wild?
No,
No,
it's not gonna
I'm
be.
not.
You know better than this.
Yeah, I'm not picking it up.
Oh,
So-
I forgot about that. We did talk about this.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
so my thing is I fall to nostalgia just like everybody else, but I also open my eyes and realize who's making this game, and it's the same people that make Madden. So the same people that make now, Football Club, or is it Football Club, or
Yeah,
like Football Club 24.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of who's making these games, and until I see proof that
Hey,
they've
they took
improved that
something
freaking
off
game.
of there. They took something off of Football Club that I do not like. So I'm like, they're screwing up. I wouldn't blame FIFA for taking their name off of that because
I wouldn't either. They don't do
that-
anything.
they took something off and it's like what.
That's my whole thing. So I mean, I would love to have a good football game. I'm just not going to buy into nostalgia to purchase that game. Same thing with 2K. 2K can kiss all of my behind. I'm not. No, I'm not, because they don't. This is how comfortable they've gotten. They'll wait up until maybe 2 weeks before release to start showing you gameplay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
once you pre-order 2 months in advance for $109 copy of the game, I'm okay. You got it.
Yeah.
I'm straight. But but yeah, that I would say mainly those are my only go-to games that I'm looking forward to coming up. It's not two, but three or four that I'm looking forward to. Outside of, I think Expedition 33, was that set for next year or for this year?
Next year, right?
Yeah. That's not yeah.
But yeah, those are the only games, man. I mean, it's a lot to play out here. But when it comes down to like what really has my interest, oh yeah, the freaking Legend of Zelda game.
Oh yeah, the one that everybody's getting mad about,
right?
Featuring Zelda,
Echo of Wisdom. That one I want to try. And you know, a lot of people trying to just because of Zelda. I'm not a fan of Zelda, but when I see a game that does something different, I have to try it out. It's a different mechanic. It's a different idea of the game. I even played Cadence of Hyrule because it was different. It was a rhythm-based game for Zelda. I like to give games, you know, a try that tries to do something different. So that for sure will be my group of games that I look forward to. So I'm at Marvel Rivals whenever it shows up. Hopefully I can get on there and get pretty good at it. Because even looking at some of this Black Panther footage, I mean, it looks cool. Like they didn't just say, here are some heroes and threw guns in their hands. Like,
right.
Everybody is staying true to form. So I like that.
What about Doom? I think Dark Voice said something about it earlier.
So I saw Doom. I've tried Doom. Doom wrecks me every time I play Doom. But I those type of games, I think the last, I guess I feel like it's a name to it, kind of like the fast shooters, like little quick shooters that I got into was Unreal Tournament, and that was years ago.
Yeah.
I got into those, but Doom, I tried Doom. What was it? 2020? What was that last Doom that came out? I tried this latest one, the last one that came out. I get destroyed in those games. Like that really makes me question if my reflexes just don't work like they're supposed to, or whatever. Like that game makes me question everything about myself as a gamer. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably give it a shot. But it's not anything I'm looking forward to.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about it because it looks like it's more. I won't say like completely open world, but you know, the areas look a lot more open. So, just for that fact, like I'm like, okay, I could be down for it. Gives you much more room to work with if you want to shoot from a distance or shoot up close. So, I I don't know if there's anything else really that was on that list. Mana. Somebody said Mana. That was the other struggle that I had. Let me go back into my thing. Visions of Mana comes out August 29th.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be like the next, Trials of Mana, the successor for that. So
Mm-hmm.
that I struggle for that one.
Okay.
I'll struggle for whether I want to get, and it ended up being, Wukong. But
Right.
so that game is out. We could say Silk Song, but that
Bro, that they have to come out and say something. There's no way that you show off this game and you just go into hiding. Like, heard nothing, seen nothing. I'm trying to think it's not real.
like how many times? Like, I don't know. This announcement trailer has been out longer than not longer, but about the same amount of time as Prime, right?
Yeah, it has. Like, people can't make that joke about Prime anymore. Silk Song is the game that takes forever to release.
Peace. And at least with Prime, they had to switch developers. You know,
you knew what was up, but yeah, that one I have no clue what's going on over there. That's nuts.
That's wild. Because the game looked like, I won't say it's done because we haven't seen the whole game, but it looked like they had everything they needed. You know what I'm saying?
So you would think.
That's wild. So I was saying instead of Silk Song, a game that we saw at the Nintendo event that looked a lot like it was Mio. So I'm really interested to see how that game plays. I think it's crazy with the hair walking. That looks really interesting. So, but yeah, I think that's. I don't know how we missed this one though. The Power Rangers joint.
Am I blank on that one?
It's like it's kind of in the same vein as like the Ninja Turtles joint.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays because I think the fighter people slept on the fighter too.
Yeah,
it's been out for a while. Like
really
that was pretty
on
good.
The fighter. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I forgot all about that one too. But yeah, that could be an easy pickup. It just depends on the price behind it, though.
Yeah.
That's what they get me every time.
Because like I still have the Turtles joint, and I think I just finished that one not too long ago. And then me and Trinell played River City Girls too.
2 or River City Girls?
No, 2.
Okay.
Because I don't know, it was weird. It came in a bundle, and for whatever reason, 2 downloaded before 1, and I ended up playing 2. So, but 2 was great. And I'm like, man, these are the games that I really miss.
Did they fix the performance issues with that at all?
With 2?
Yeah, because not with 2, but in 2, because I know with 1, the deeper I got in that game, the worse it seemed to run. Especially in the area where you have to get on the boat. There's like you do a big crowd fight right before you get on the boat, and it just chugs. And I knew it couldn't have been anything I was playing on, but it was a game. No matter what device I played it on, it always ran bad.
I would say, I mean, there are certain parts where it does slow down, but I wouldn't say that it was overall slow. I feel like it stays consistent for the most part.
Okay.
River City Girls. Yeah, that I had a lot of fun with that, and it's crazy too because it was Andre who told me that that was in that some series or something like that. And I haven't played one of those series since way back in the day, back in the Nintendo days, with Crash and the Boys. So, and I always wondered, like, hey, what happened to Crash and the Boys? So yeah, man, and they bring all that back, Double Dragon, all that. I think that's dope. I think that's absolutely amazing. So, but other than that, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I was gonna play this. I was gonna play this song from River City Girls because I think it's one of the dopest songs. But anyway, what were you gonna say?
Nah, I was just saying, yeah, I mean, those beat 'em up style games, definitely should have more. Because I mean, I was like, when Scott Pilgrim versus the World came out,
Ooh,
that's
yeah,
when I was like, this is my game. Like, I love
yeah,
that game. But seeing Ninja Turtles get into it, like you said, the Power Ranger game. I know there's like this Saturday night or Saturday cartoon one that's kind of doing something similar to that beat 'em up style. Streets of Rage 4 did it. So I mean, it's definitely there. The crowd is there for it. I mean, they can definitely make them look nice, and I would say add more elements to it because I think what Scott and River City Girls are really the only ones that have RPG elements in them.
mm-hmm.
So which is
Yeah,
weird, but yeah, I would say go for it 100% with making those games. I just, when you talk about appeal and, what gravitates people towards them, it's stuff like Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles that'll make you play them. But when you see things like River City Girls has been around for a while, which, like you said, spawned off of, what was it? Was it Ransom City or something like that?
yeah, Ransom City. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm So I mean, those games are good to play with the kids and always fun. I just wish you took the doggone friendly fire off because I tell you, my kids work
man.
so hard to make it through these games because, oh, Dad, I can hit you. I'm like, dude, stop. Like,
Right.
about to
So I
put
know that's one thing that they did take off of River City Girls too, and I'm so
okay,
happy for
okay.
that because like my kids, I cannot stand my kids. it's it's so weird because they're always like, I want to get like, look, we're all on the same. I want to get the last hit. Dad, stop! I want to do this move. I want to do
Yep.
this move real quick. I'm like, fine, like we're all on the same team. We all gonna get the same experience. We all gonna get the same money. Like it
Yep.
don't really matter. And my daughter gets so mad. I'll be like, yo, get away from me. Like, let me play over here. If I need help, I will let you know.
Right.
Oh man. So yeah. Oh, Toxic Crusader, boy, you done said something. Woo wee. From the Genesis days. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was the game right there. Toxic Crusader was a game right there. Yeah, Andre said River City Ransom. RCG. Yeah. Oh, he said RCG2 stays consistent.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I know y'all were waiting. Y'all were waiting for us to talk about Switch 2, but we're heading to 2 hours. I don't want to keep my guests for forever and a day. So we will. I promise you. This next week we'll talk about Switch 2.
Is there more to talk about?
I mean, listen, anything to talk about to keep it going. People want to know these dates when it's going to drop. They want to know prices. And look, we're influencers. They always want to know these things.
You're right. Like I said, I always, love to give my spin on what I think it may be. And I just can't wait until, like, all I need from them, I don't even need to see no games run. All you got to do is show me that console, show me the original control, and you say, oh, by the way, your Switch that you have and your Switch Lite you got can be controllers too. I'm good. Yep. I'm stoked. I'm done.
Yep.
Like, turn it off. Like, show me gameplay later. You got the hardware down pat. I'm good.
That's all I need to. Everything is the same. We upgraded the controllers. I don't even need if it was OLED or LCD, really doesn't matter to me, to be honest with you. Like, just here's more. We upgraded the hardware in the back, so now you get to see more pretty or whatever. Oh, what's up, Andre?
Sorry, I had to mix some drinks.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I think that is because let's be honest, graphics we're there. Like,
Yeah.
leave it alone. I think the next true innovation has to be controllers.
Yes, risky graphics. We're there. You hear that? It didn't just come from me.
Well, yeah,
Hey, we're there.
graphics at this point is overrated, and it's costing everybody too much money to not
It
really do
is.
anything different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to see the sweat beads falling off of a character's face in the pores of their skin. I don't need to see all that.
But then the rest of the characters around them have this stalest face. Like, if you can't do it for everybody, don't do it for anybody.
No,
Like,
just
leave it
don't.
alone.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. I think, but you were saying, go ahead, Jack, with the controller piece.
But yeah, I mean, that is the next step. I don't feel like, well, actually, somebody did come with a great idea. And the only reason why I support this idea is in a way I've done it and I like the idea of it. So I don't know if you all have seen that new pitch they're doing for this new laptop. Because they're going this AR route with the augmented reality, opposed to giving you a laptop with a screen and the keyboard, of course. They're giving you a laptop to where when you fold it open, there's glasses in there and you have the keyboard and you just throw the glasses on instead. So that way you can do the multiple screen thing. So someone mentioned like, okay, doesn't have to be the main gimmick, but if Nintendo was to give us mixed reality glasses to where we can throw those bad boys on and, play on 120-inch screen if you want to, a smaller screen, and then kind of black out your environment around you, or even implement gameplay into those glasses as well, that would be a great idea. Now, I like it. I think it'd be a little too expensive, a little too much for Nintendo's taste. So I was like, the controller has to be that next step, because when was the last time we got like a big push on controllers? Like, I don't count the HD Rumble, like that's like a piece of it. But it seems like we're going to, yes, we had the haptic feedback. The extra buttons has been a thing too. But what is that next thing for us to control games?
Motion control and controllers now.
Yeah, because I mean, gyro was that big push for motion controls.
Yep.
You had going from the battery, like the little motor spinning and you control it, to now the HD Rumble or haptic feedback. Sony took it to the next level with the triggers, on having the triggers respond. We've always had touch pads. We have speakers where you can speak into the speaker with certain games or blow into it when it came down to the 3DS.
Right.
So there has to be that
something to make that next level.
Right. To kind of help you get immersed in these games, because graphics are at their peak right now. Like that's where they are.
Julius said exactly what I was just thinking. I was thinking the sleeve or the glove.
Ooh,
gloves. Here they go.
Nintendo did that already.
Of your hand. No.
Glove.
See, Nintendo made the glove. It was made for Nintendo, but Nintendo didn't make it.
True.
So that's how we start Yu-Gi-Oh.
So yeah, let's not give them the blame of that abomination.
But explain it though. So how would you function this with a glove?
With the glove, similar to how haptics work in the Joy-Cons and the triggers work in the PS5 controllers.
Okay.
Like, have it register, like you'd have to have little like motors obviously somewhere in the gloves to register as you're moving and doing everything. Okay. So that way when you grab something in the game, you can actually feel it happening because it gives you resistance when it does it. I mean, it'd be complicated as heck.
Oh yeah. You're talking about some top-notch tech.
But it would also be expensive too. That's another thing I worry about with that. Like, that would be also very expensive. But that would be the next step forward as far as controls, right? Letting you do everything on your own with your hands, just like you throw on a headset, a visor, and use your hands, and you got the whole thing. But that would probably cost in the range of at least $2,000 just for the bare minimum to get that running. So I don't go that route.
And I think, the scariest thing now, like moving forward with like any innovations and stuff like that, is like how do developers get outside their box? You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
that was the problem. I think ultimately that's the problem with HD Rumble. It's starting to seem like it's kind of a problem with the haptics with the PlayStation 5. They're not utilized in a
Mhm.
sense of outside of what we already think of them as. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's going to be the struggle, and I can easily see somebody having like the gloves or whatever and being like, okay, so we got boxing for this,
Mm-hmm.
and we got controlling your guns for this, and we
Mhm.
can do driving and piloting, and then you're like, what else can we do? And we're like, well, we can give you a basketball game, but you can't run around with the basketball. Like you
Mhm.
just gotta shoot it. So like, so
The biggest problem is that they limit themselves because they're
yeah,
trying to appeal to everyone. But the problem is, if you try to
There you
appeal to
go.
everyone, you diminish everything you
There
do.
you go.
yeah.
That's
So
where, like, I was talking to somebody about this too. Like, there are games that I want to play in VR that I know I can't play just motion sickness wise, but I'm not saying get rid of those games. Like, they're great games. It's just I can't play them, and that's okay. I'm fine
Hmm.
with that. You know what I mean? But you can't appeal to everybody. You know what I'm
no,
saying? If you want to add a pause button, add a pause button. You know, if you don't, you don't. You know,
Right.
all good. But when it comes down to that next controller, the glove idea, that'll be interesting.
Hmm.
I think that kind of goes back into the realm when people start talking about having like hot and cold and things of that nature in your hands. I was like, now that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But ultimately, I see where you're going with it. But I've always said that controllers and sound should be that next
yeah,
jump, which, Andre, you stated, like, yeah, the 3D, headphones or stereoscopic headphones, they exist, and they're really good, they're affordable. It's just, I know there's people that game solely to have conversations with headphones, but I don't know too many people that game with headphones on, like in front of their TV in their living room.
yeah.
Like for the gamer in front of a monitor, yeah, they'll throw on headphones. So I don't know if we used to be in that time frame to where movies and video games would push that TV, like that going into HD or trying to go into 4K. I don't think video games can push surround sound systems or sound bars. Like I don't think they
Unfortunately, no.
can.
No.
It would be amazing though to be able to have your 7.1 stereo system
Mhm.
sitting and you can hear different sound effects happening around you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that'd be
Because there
dope.
are games that do. The bad thing is there were games on 360 that did that, but
Mhm.
it was people didn't know about it or was underutilized, so they didn't say anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
you got your senses. So I mean, your all five of your senses have to be entertained. So at that point, I don't know what you do with the smell aspect, but
I
when
don't
it,
think you want to do the smell
I don't think
aspect.
you want to
No.
either. But
They'd be like,
we
Resident Evil's coming. You'd be like, I don't want to
Uh,
smell
nah, we don't
look,
want to taste that. I'm cool.
here's Microsoft rolling out with a remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, bro,
Oh
Great
yeah,
right
Mighty
now I know
no.
Pooh.
exactly what where
The
you're about to
Great
go with
Mighty
that.
Pooh.
No.
But
No.
for sure, I'm all for, if Nintendo comes and they say, look, our main drive is, yes, make our games look better, yes, make them run better. Here's our new controller, and it is something that you as a developer, if you want to make games over here, you're gonna have to use it. Like
Hmm.
we're not using this as a secondary source. You're going to have to use this, similar to what they did with the Wii.
Yep.
You have to use this. But make it to where they can use it. Because I mean, the moment you take away buttons or anything else like that, you're adding more onto the plate of a plate they already don't want to eat from.
Right.
So now, like, we got the controller out the way, but for me, I would say yes, headphones is the only avenue, but yet make sure sound is key. Like, make sure that is key, because I didn't understand until my cousin told me. She was like, if you really want to finally get out of that scary moment and play like a scary game, she was like, try Last of Us, and she's like, put on the headphones, like, because
Mm.
you'll hear everything around you. I was like, no, that's taking it too far, but I get where you're going when we come down to it. But that is, the sound is essential
Yeah, it is.
And we're going into the age of AI, whether it's scary or not. They have to make the CPU smarter too. Like, I get
Absolutely got to.
multiplayer was to combat that, because people are like, oh, I want to play with my friends because the computer sucks. But they have to find a way to make them smarter. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
But those are my three things. I would hope Nintendo would come out and say, here's our controller. Yes, we make the games look better. We're going to emphasize sound. And then also, to like, our system in some type of way, does something for the computer characters that you play against in these games. Because, man, Jesus.
I mean, I think honestly, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom already gave them the blueprint for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Halo! I just saw the Halo deck. No, Halo deck can stay where it's at. Oh, the Holo deck.
Holodeck. That's what I was thinking. Who Halo?
The Halo deck, but yeah, Holo deck. I mean, I will say though, what's the company name? Immerse. Immerse is coming out with their glasses called Visor. Looks amazing. They like Brett the Hitman Hart glasses, but they their sole purpose is to kind of be that, put on like regular glasses and do your thing. But yeah, we at some point we gotta get a little different. And I think if you're gonna go the audio route, even if you go the visual route of doing the whole AR glasses thing, I think it's doable. You just have to take a price cut somewhere.
Yeah.
Where though?
Yeah, because Apple said we're gonna do it, and you're gonna charge us a whole computer, because that's what it is.
But
That's
people
what it is.
bought it, and
Yeah.
so that's exactly like the fact that
They
I
get
can
mad
have
at the
enough
selling it.
draw. It was like, man, 3,500.
Right.
Like, this is ridiculous. Sold out. I'm like,
Right.
Like 3,500. This is ridiculous, but I'll take two.
Right. And there's people that did that, like maxed out credit cards behind that mess. Or even like that one experiment JCPenney did. JCPenney took one of their shoes, changed the name on it, increased the price on it, and it sold out.
Yeah.
I said, people just love to spend money, boy. Like to have the most expensive thing.
It's because people look at it as a thing for status, and I
Yeah.
still don't get
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
I
don't get it
I
either.
don't get why.
Have you seen anybody with one?
Which with the visor or with the
Yeah.
Vision Pro?
With the Vision
yes.
Pro.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm.
I've not seen a
But-
singular person.
But they're also the AirPod Max, the top tier iPhone,
Okay.
top tier MacBook Pro type individual.
Okay.
And all they do is social media and
Yeah,
check.
that,
Yeah,
that,
like
that makes sense.
Okay.
like they buy
just,
it.
They just a walk-in Apple advertising.
They're Apple
Right.
and do nothing of substantial, anything that the device could do. But I will say, outside of seeing somebody with it, another thing I mentioned in the video is there was this developer that created an app called Spatial App, and it literally turns your Quest 3 into the Apple Vision Pro. So the UI and even how things pop up, like he did it in a very creative way, because there's no, there's certain apps like Discord. There's no Discord app or anything like that on the Quest, but the way he did it was he made it look like it was the app, but it goes to the browser of the device. So he just, and then you could put up like 4 or 5 different windows. So literally having like YouTube over here and then having Disney Plus play right here. And if you like, for example, with Disney Plus, if you go up top, like right above it, it says like cinematic mode, press it, it dims everything around you. And so it's just you in that screen. It's just amazing. I don't know how he pulled it off, but for $10 for an app that does that for your device.
All right. Sold.
I say sold.
Mhm.
To the lowest bidder.
Right. $10 over 3,500 all day. I'm cool.
Yeah, I was asking because like with the Switch, like it's so easy nowadays to walk into pretty much anywhere, airport, anywhere, and see somebody with a Switch and be like, okay,
Yeah, people tried to walk around with it. Then they realized people don't mind jacking you. But
can he see me? Yeah.
right, like, right in the glass. Like, was that immersive enough? Like, but I mean, when I did see it, it was that whole thing of like, ooh, I got one. Let me show it off. It's gotten real quiet. around here because I see a lot of them on Facebook Marketplace and on Swappa and all these other sites trying to like resell them, or they took them back to Apple. Yeah, people got that buyer's impulse because it's one of those things too, to where you get a product because it's so popular, and then you get on social media and ask people what to do with it. Because I've seen tons of people do that with like the Quest. They go and get the Quest 3, like, hey, so what game should I buy? You should have figured that out before you spent $500.
Right.
Like, that's not
Right.
You asked that question after you tried out some games.
That's
Like-
something you think about, man.
It's wild, but yeah, I saw people get the Vision Pro and was like, okay, what do I do with this thing? And it really sucks if you're not bought into the Apple ecosystem because it doesn't work with Windows. It doesn't work with an Android phone. So if you don't have those other devices, you just bought a $3,500 paperweight for the most part. Not saying that it doesn't work without them.
Netflix, that's all you got.
All the
Netflix,
stuff that you really want to do with it, you can't.
Yeah.
Not really,
Devices.
because I mean the productivity aspect of it is really dope. You know, the fact that I open up a MacBook and it brings my screen up and I can have multiple screens. Not multiple screens. Let me take that back. Let me not lie like they did. But yeah, it's you because they pitched it like you had multiple screens, but in reality, it's not multiple computer screens. It's multiple screens of like having multiple apps open alongside that. Like that's where they got people. But when you look at like how it all functions, it's pretty cool. It's just one of those things of when people got it, they watched the dumb content creators of let me drive with it on and let me like they watch those people. And then whenever the Quest buyers retaliated with, oh, we can do that too, it's like, hold on, so I could have paid 500 opposed to 3,500. And that one comes with controllers and games, and I can also do the product. I'm going with the $500. Like that's and that's where it happened. But I mean, I think Apple didn't look at it as an oh no. I think now we see a cheaper version show up. And that cheaper version has the mobile chipset and everything that makes it functional. But I say productivity wise, even with my Quest, like sometimes if I'm just too lazy to come in here to use two screens, I'll open Immerse, which is an app, or either Workspace for Meta, and I'll have my 3 screens up for work and just have my headset on. And it blacks out your screen so no one else can see it. So it's just you and whatever you're looking at. So it's pretty dope, man. But yeah, I've stopped seeing people around with those, especially out here with the heat.
That's funny. Cause I was just thinking, dang, like I haven't seen a single person, at least not even in my city, I'd say, with the Vision Pro. And I think you're right too, because I feel like that's the reason why they call it the Pro. So then whatever comes after that, where they have to make cuts and all that other stuff, they can just call it the Vision or the Vision Lite or something like that.
But they can't do too many cuts because I mean at that point you lose the appeal. I say once you get rid of the glass and the metal, that'll help substantially. But then past that, I don't know what else you take from it. So I
was just hoping to sit down on the bleachers and instead of watching a basketball game, I could just play 2K.
Hey, look, my thing. Well, I will say with the thing that they do with games, as far as like sports, that is interesting. The fact that like, okay, yeah, I'm watching a game, but then they also have like a little, I guess you could say, I don't know how they do it, like a little court in front of you to where you can actually see the players. Like that part of it is dope. Like I like what they did with that. And then the same thing with Disney movies. Like they have certain environments you can sit in. Now it's not a lot of them, but you can see the idea, you can see the concept.
Yeah.
But where it failed tremendously is you have big companies like Netflix and Hulu that says we're not making the app for you. So
you just you gotta go on the web browser to look at the
where on Meta side, the Netflix app was cool, but then they got rid of it. But now you can watch it on the browser of Netflix. But then you go to big screen and there's your Disney, there's your Peacock, and then Disney and Hulu merged, so that works there too. So I mean, they have the better workaround. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I like to see where it goes, but I feel like Nintendo will flirt with it a little bit, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay said, I put this up here. He said, no, but I seen a bunch of Cybertrucks, which is ironically
Which
funny
is
because
weird. There's a
like
lot.
Ugly.
it's so like, have you been seeing them this whole time, or did they just show up?
When I go down to Sarasota, I see them a
Mhm.
lot.
That's
At
funny.
Sarasota, they got bread in Sarasota.
I was like, I don't know why you want to sit in what looks like a box car.
Man, it's the
Roll
ugliest
around.
car that I've ever
I
seen,
can
man.
imagine how, like, with that metal, it's gotta be hot.
It's gotta be
in that
hot
car.
too.
Man.
Bruh. It's gotta be hot.
Like it's funny because I think we've seen 3 of them in the past 2 weeks. So like we have an area that's richer in our parts. And so I'm pretty sure it's only 3 different people who have it.
Right.
But like every time, I think the first time we seen it, I was like, baby Sandstorm. I was like, that's a Cybertruck. And she's like, oh, that's a Cyber. And she looks at me. I was like, "It's ugly, ain't it?"
She's like, oh, that's her mind.
Yep. It looks exactly like the pictures, doesn't it? It's ugly.
Her mama said, "Why they drive?" Her mind was like, "Why are they driving around that 64 car?"
Man, and it's funny because the second time we saw one, we were on the way home, and my son Sandbox was with us, and I was like, hey, look, I was like, there's the Cybertruck, and we were like probably like 100 feet away from it, and so baby Sandstorm was like, that's not a Cybertruck, and my son's like, yeah, that is. He's like, don't you see the back? She's like, no, it's not. She's like, that back looks way too, until we came up to it, and then it started looking ugly, and and then they just started like, kids ain't got no feelings at all.
No.
Like they will hurt feelings and just think they're just talking, and they're like, she's like, that's the ugliest car, and then he's like, yeah, no, he's like, it kind of looks like it shouldn't be on the road. And she's like, I know. It looks like something from the 80s that should be a prototype of what cars should look like.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And he's like, I imagine if somebody was to make up something like that, that's what they would think the future would look like. I don't know. Like the 2000s. I was
right. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
That hurt me a little bit. Jeez.
Bad thing is they don't know how accurate they are.
Very.
You just remember all those car magazines that had futuristic cars in them.
I thought for sure, like even before 2000, the way people were talking about it, I was like, oh, like 2000 gonna be crazy,
right? We're gonna have floating cars and everything.
We'll be doing Back to the Future, man. We're gonna have DeLoreans and everything.
And here we are 24 years later, and I'm like,
still on the ground.
I've been scammed.
I'm still in traffic, and I ain't flying nothing.
Yo, you ain't never lied, J Biggs. You said it got the super effects in real life.
Boy.
That blocking car. Oh no! Don't you dare disrespect Cup. Cup looks better than that. Cup looks way better than that. Even with his rust bucket self, Cup looks way better than that. Don't be disrespecting my boy.
That's funny.
Disrespecting my old timer. Rotator cuff
issues. So we're gonna call it here. Hold on, let me play this joint. We're gonna play this joint out as we exit up out of here. Yeah. Smoothness. All right, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate you guys. Before we get out of here, Andre, what you got for us?
I mean, if you've been on my channel, you know I've been recently more active. So I did a video on the disrespectful doctor. Stellar Blade, if it is a flop or not. The whole discourse about Echoes of Wisdom, Donkey Kong Returns HD, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. And also a video saying that the Sonic Storybook games need to come back.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Jack, what you got for us?
First, Andre, I like the idea of Lil Weezy's mansion. I like that. That's what I'm going with. But yeah.
Do you walk in and be like, Amelie,
Lil Weezy's mansion.
Yeah.
But nah, man. As we talked about throughout the show, like I finally posted a video based around, the state of VR from a casual gamer's perspective. I've always expressed like I'm not an enthusiast. I don't purchase everything in VR, so I always kind of put myself as a casual gamer in VR. So definitely go check that out over on the Gaming Grounds channel. I look to do another video centered around the word flop within the gaming community, because we've kind of gotten into this bougie realm. A game has to do about 10 million in 2 weeks before for it not to be a flop. And I just want to kind of like give my spiel on what a genuine flop would be, and what a game shouldn't be considered a flop, especially if it hasn't even been out a year. Like if you see it dying and it didn't do what it was supposed to do, cool. But we shouldn't be talking about games or flops or classics within 2 months of the game being released.
2 to 3 months.
That's wild. And I can say the same thing for music. Like, how is something a classic and you listen to it one time? Like, I don't understand that. But all in all, that's what I plan to do coming up pretty soon. So I've gotten that bug. So usually I churn out about 2 or 3 of them bad boys in one day. So so definitely be on the lookout for that.
I'm gonna say that was a public announcement to your boy Risky. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Yeah, that's a public announcement. Hey, Risky, you looking to go to school? You looking to go to school? Make sure you show up for Jack's class. All right, on time, so he can talk to you about flops. So I'll speak for Vito because Vito had to leave early. But next Friday, he's going to do reviews for the Vitoverse, or recaps for the Vitoverse from yesterday. You can catch us on the Vitoverse every other Friday at 9 o'clock. Sandstorm Show every Saturday at 9 o'clock. And then the three of us, or I don't know if Jack will be there, but the three of us, you can find us on the Winging It podcast on Sundays at 7 o'clock. And the topic, I am not going to tell you. So just make sure you come through. It's going to be a good one. Oh, Andre, you want to tell them?
No, I was going to say it might be something I may rant about separately because I don't know if I'm going to do it on the show. But I might just rant about it separately and then direct people back to it from the show.
I feel that.
Even though I'm going to say what I want to say during the show as well. Because right now my cut cards are getting thinner and thinner. And thinner. That deck started up here and it's down to here now. So y'all, the gaming industry is running out of them.
Yeah.
I feel that. So we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there on at 7 o'clock on Sunday, and then on Monday. Let me backtrack. So Saturday we are gonna have a show at 9 o'clock. I'm really hoping it's gonna be 9 o'clock. I'll let you guys know, but it should be at 9 o'clock. But actually, I will be up in Muskegon visiting Terminator Juice and Mr. T. Because T is coming into the state to visit Juice, and I figured Juice only lives like an hour and 15 from me. So I'm gonna go meet up with them, hang out with them, get to know them in person. So then I'll be back for Saturday. So going into Monday, we will probably have a Juices Loose podcast at 7 o'clock as well. So make sure you guys, if you're new to the channel, I see we got 40 people. Thank you so much. Thank you, J Biggs, Triple M, Exodia, Brent Smith, Dark Void. Risky. Levon, I saw you in the chat earlier. Appreciate you coming through. You didn't really have to respond to Risky because you know you go for all the attention.
Risky is risky.
Yeah, right. It's risky. Brand Smith, Retro. Thank you for coming through. And anybody else who was in who didn't actually message in the chat but was listening, make sure you hit the like button. We really appreciate you. And other than that, I thank you guys. We are on our road to 500 and we are at 485. So we only need 15 more before we hit that 500. So if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way out. You're good, Dark Void. It's all good. Nah, you working. You already established that.
Lurkers are respected.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Lurkers are respected because y'all make up the majority of the audience.
Absolutely, and we love y'all listening because we love talking. And as long as y'all staying around, it does us. Other than that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you later.
Peace.